Hello and welcome to Lady Luna's Dark Art. This is episode 1 and I am Lady Luna. Today we are going to be decorating a glass bottle. You will need some tissue paper, some moulds and some paints and some PVA glue. You can use toilet paper like me or kitchen towel. You will need to add some water to the PVA glue in the top so it's a runny consistency. Just cover the entire bottle with the toilet tissue and PVA mix, including the lid if you have one. And when you finish, leave it to dry for 24 hours. I'm using paper clay in these molds. You warm it up with your hands. So it's easy to work with. Yeah, squish it all in the molds. Use your fingers. You can use a knife or something. I just use my fingers. Now just gently ease it out of the mold. I just squish down any edges that are loose around it. And here's where we need the PVA glue. It can be PVA glue or wood glue. It doesn't really matter. Cheap variety will do for these crafts. When you're playing around with your molds, now don't be afraid to do layering of each little bit. You can even cut it, shape it, whatever you want. Once you've taken the piece out of the mold, play around with it, and layer it with this piece. I'm actually going to be taking a gem and making an impression with it. Just for later. Gradually build your design to how you want it. Make sure you give it a good covering of the PVA glue. What I do is, after I've done so many bits to my project, I usually leave it to dry overnight so I'm not squishing as I go. You don't want to damage what you've already put on your bottle. You know, I'm not even sure how to pronounce this type of paint. I don't know if it's gesso, gesso. I have no idea. But it's really good, thick black paint. And I use it as a base for quite a few of my projects. I usually go over the entire bottle twice, maybe a third time, just in case I missed any of the whites. Because there's some showing through. Just usually dab with the paintbrush in the areas that need going over. Here's the fun part, adding colour. I love to see the end product. You only need to go over the bottle lightly. I'm just dry brushing, and it gradually shows the detail. Don't be afraid to play around with your colours. Always fun to layer them. See where I made those indents with the gems? Well, now I can add the glue in those indents. And it makes the crystal go nicer. Now I use this clear lacquer. What I found with this one is when you're putting it in all the detail, it starts to foam up. Now it actually looked pretty cool in the end. It just looked like dirt or cobwebs. It made it look really old. If you didn't want that effect, then I would recommend some nice clear spray varnish. If you've liked today's episode, please like and subscribe. Please come back for next week's episode too. Good night. Ooh, Amazon delivery. My snack's just right on time.